All right, hey guys, how we doing today? It's Thursday afternoon, 12:16. Oh, 12:36. Jesus Christ, the whole day is basically gone. I just got done raking, and I mowed yesterday, but I got like super hot. Been trying to make some money doing some side hustles, and like that is god dang, mowing in the summertime is just like the worst. It gets so hot, and the other perks of living on a farm is you can basically go to the bathroom anywhere. Like you can as soon as you don't, you have to go, you can just kind of go, and it's pretty sweet. When I lived in Columbus for about a year, and I remember that was the first thing I remembered was like you can't just go outside to go to the bathroom, because like here, like you live on a farm, basically like anytime you want to go outside you just be like, well, I gotta go to the bathroom anyways. Oh man, speaking of which, dude, like I was signing into my computer, and it took me like 4 or 5 tries because I just did not know the password to my computer. Does anyone else like do that, where they just like don't know the password to like anything that they own? Like I don't know any of the passwords to my Instagram, my anything. Like I don't know any of them. They're just a series of numbers. At this point, they're like patterns. You know what I mean? Like I just know the pattern on the keyboard to type, and I'm like, that's my password. Like mid center, left center, up, down, left, right. Like fucking, it's like cheat codes for like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So what do I got going on? I've done 3 open mics this week. I did Summit Music Hall on Sunday. I did Fives on Tuesday. I did the Attic yesterday. I was gonna do that hashtag tomorrow, but I don't think they're doing that because it's 4th of July. So I just trying to get some practice in. I've got 2 comedy competitions coming up. Actually, I got one in Tennessee, the 25th, and then I think there's 3 different dates, but they're in August, so I don't know if they're TBD, to be determined. Next week, I perform at a nursing home. I'm gonna perform in front of a bunch of geezers. That's pretty cool. I've never done a show like that before. I've heard that they're not fun, so I'm excited. The great thing about like when you do these kind of comedy stuff is like you don't like there's no negative stories, like bad things happen, but at the same time it's like you now have a funny story. You don't you kind of have to go into most things with that mindset, right? Like if you go into it and you're like, well, this isn't worth my time, it's not going to be fun, it's like it might not be fun, but you might get a great story out of it. I couldn't tell you how many times like I went into something thinking nothing was going to happen, and then I walked away with like a hilarious story. The first time I got booked for an open mic, that's what happened. I was gonna go home, and I didn't want to be there. It was like I had been basically living out of my car for like it was like basically like 7 straight days of like living in my car, and I was like kind of fed up with it. So I I took an edible, and I was just like, well, I'll be if I'm gonna do this, I might as well be inebriated. So I stumbled to, I think it was Ruby's, was where that's Death's open mic, and I stumbled there, and I don't even think any of my friends went that night. I think it was just me. No, Julian was there. I remember my friend Julian. He's actually the one who booked me for the nursing home show. Thanks, Julian. Appreciate you, big dog. He just got back from the Philippines. But yeah, I wasn't supposed to be there, and I remember I like went up there and I just kind of just dicked around. I didn't really have any material that I wanted to work on. I was just kind of talking, which is, to be honest, not a big fan of that. I'm just gonna go up on stage and talk. You know what I mean? Like your time is enough. You know what I mean? Like you go up there and you're just like, yeah, look how great I am. I'm just so charismatic. It's like most of the time people do that and no one laughs. It's most of the time. So you kind of have to have like a really like, I think that in order to do that, to just like go up there and like Eddie Murphy your way through a set, you kind of have to, I don't know, you have to like develop your skill set more. Like there's a lot of comedians I know, like a lot of comedians I see, like they just go up there and they're just like, I'm just gonna wing it. And like I know that like I've done it too. I think maybe it's just like it's a comedian's curse. You know what I mean? Like you kind of like you assume you're better than you are, so you like try things that are outside of your skill set, and then immediately regret it, and then think you suck. Speaking of which, dude, speaking of sucking, dude, I have bombed all 3 times this week. It has not been a solid week for comedy for the Rickster. Like last night last night I don't even think I don't know if I bombed or not, but it just was like it just was like the room was just not like warmed up. Like I went up there and these two guys went before me, and they were like talking. They're like talkers, like, you know what I mean. Not a lot of punchlines, just a lot of like, here's a premise, I'm gonna talk about it. You know what I mean? And like, I just don't think the crowd really liked it. And then it went from like them to me, and like mine is like, I would say my jokes are a lot more like punchline heavy. Like I kind of like the stories set up the punchlines, but it's a lot more punchlines, right? And so like I'm on stage and I'm like I'm doing my thing. I have like I was me and my girlfriend were actually talking about this. I have like a triad of things I talk about. Like I have like three subjects I really touch upon in my stand up. It's like, you know, my child abuse, women, and then self-deprecation. Like I kind of bounce between them, you know. So in this set, I start making fun of my dad. I start talking about like child abuse. Then I go from that. I self-deprecate a little bit. Then I make fun of women a little bit. Then I just kind of bounce around. And there was this girl, and she in the front row, and she was sitting next to her boyfriend, and she looked like she wanted to stab me in the eye with a fork. She looked completely pissed. It was so funny because she might have been like the only white girl in the whole crowd. And she was the only person in the room not having fun. And I'm like, just, I don't know. It was so funny. It was just like, it's like, why even go? Like, why even, I don't know. It's like, why even go if you're just going to be mad the entire time? Like, what did you think they were going to talk about on stage? Did you think they were going to go up there and be like, you know who's awesome? Women. You know what I mean? Has any comedy set ever started with, like, appreciation? No. It's most of the time it's mean. I mean, like, you self-deprecate to kind of get people on your side, and like most of the time people can tell when like there's self-deprecation and there's like phony self-deprecation where you're like I said, like some people like intentionally do this, like, oh, I'm gonna say this about me so I can say about this. You know what I mean? You know, like I made fun of me so I can make fun of my wife. You know, like I make fun of me so you can't get mad at me for making fun of her. You know, like that kind of shit. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's the intent. Like, it's like if you genuinely are just making a joke and you're not, like, there's no malice behind, like, what you're saying. That's one thing. There's also, like, another story entirely where it's, like, you're up there, like, trying to, like, tell a mess. There's a comedian I met this week. I swear to God, we were at this workshop. And she got, I don't think I'll ever see her again, so I don't really care. But she, like, insulted everyone at the workshop. Like, she like kind of like, she said a bunch of shit, you know, like she said some racist shit to this other comedian named Kanan, and like I don't think he was offended by it, but I was just like, dude, that's a lot to say to somebody that you just met. Like she called him a hibibi or whatever. I don't know what that means. Like, if I'm being honest, I'm kind of out of the loop on the racist stuff, because it's like I'm not allowed to say racial shit, so it's like I don't even know like what to say. You know what I mean? So if I accidentally say something, I accidentally say something, but for the most part, I'm not up on like hip racism. You know what I mean? So she was calling him a habibi or something, and you know, we all kind of got quiet because it just kind of sucked the air out of the room, and then we were all like working on our jokes, and then it was her turn to kind of talk about something, and she said something along the lines of like, if the crowd doesn't get what you mean, like do you kind of act stupid or do you act smart or something like that? And like I think most like comedians, like I mean, like I didn't know this when I started, so I'm not gonna pretend like I do, but like I think most comedians on some level know that you got to kind of play to the character you're trying to like portray, you know? Like when you go on stage, if you're like talking like you're really smart, then you need to have like really smart jokes. You can't like have like cock and ball jokes if you're like talking about, you know, existential existence of life. And sometimes you can balance that out. Like I think Louis C.K. does like a great job of that. Like he kind of goes into these larger concepts, but then he also like balances out, like I'll have like a piss and shit joke and like in the next, you know, line. And he makes it work really well because you can tell he's not like preaching. He's just kind of talking. You know what I mean? Like you can tell he's not like upset or anything. He's just having a good time. Whereas like a Bill Burr, like he kind of pretends like he's dumber than he is, and he kind of uses that to his advantage, right? Like so, like when people call him on stuff, he's just like, oh, I'm just an idiot, you know what I mean? You can't really like fault someone for being stupid when they kind of warns you for it, right? But so like he starts explaining it, and then he's like, I think it kind of came around to like, well, what are you trying to do on stage? And she goes, I'm trying to educate. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Trying to educate? They become a teacher. Like, what do you mean? What are you doing being a comic? If you know what I mean? Like, I just don't get that logic. Like, I want to educate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I guess like I just don't. My jokes are to make people laugh. I don't really care if I don't want to hurt anybody, obviously, either. But at the same time, it's like if a joke hurts your feelings, like that's the intent was to make you laugh, and you chose to cry. So I mean, like, who's that on, me or you? You know. Same thing. Like you go to an open mic and you're just gonna sit there pissy and shitty the entire time. Not cool. It's so funny because like after those moments, like when you see someone being pissy and shitty, you think of like a million and one things to say. Like I just wanted to be like, I wanted to rip on the boyfriend, you know what I mean? And just be like, did you pick this or did she? Like, were you aware of this? I don't know. I was thinking of this story when I was mowing today, and when I was a kid, one time me and my brother, okay, so like I grew up on a farm, like there's, like when you grow up on a farm, it's like weird. It's like because you don't grow around people, like there's like cross knowledge that like there's like cross information that happens. You know what I mean? Like things kind of cross over. Like you learn things from your friends, and it like, you know what I mean? If you're behind, it catches you up. It's like your friends kind of keep you current if you have friends. A, never really had friends. B, I lived on a farm, so I was like kind of like double whammy stupid, you know. And one of the things that I was not aware of growing up was that dogs have balls. I didn't know that. The first dog we ever had was a female, and like to be honest, when you're a kid, you don't really think of gender. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of not really thinking like oh my god, gender is a social. That's not a thing when you're a kid. So I didn't know that. I just thought a dog was a dog, and so our one dog died, and we bought a male dog, and we had him for a couple years. And one day, me and my brother, my parents left us at home, and we were like watching our dog, and we noticed that he had this like brown shit like on his ass, and we were just kind of like looking at it, and we're like, dude, like it was gross. Like it was just like we were staring at it, and I'm like, dude, what did he do? Like it looked like he's like it looked at like he literally took a shit and then sat on it. Like that's what it looked like. And then so we're like, me and my brother are like, dude, this is fucking great. Like we're getting like disgusted, like look, almost keeling over, throwing up, like looking at this dog's like shitty butt. So so we both get up and we're like, first like we tried to like scrape it off, like we kind of like tried to scrape it off with our foot. The dog immediately runs away, and we're chasing after this dog trying to get it to, and it's not like it's running away from us. It's very visibly, it's running away. I'm like 8 at this time. Like I'm not very old. I'm 8 years old, right? I'm chasing this dog down. Me and my brother are both chasing this dog, and it's like running away, and it's like and like, so eventually Rob, my brother, he goes, he's like, well, hang on, Rick. He goes, you get the dog. I'll go get the shovel. So I'm chasing this dog all over the yard. Eventually I get him, and I calm him down, and my brother comes around the corner with this rusty shovel, and and we finally get the dog down, and I get I kind of was able to like scoop the brown shit in a way where it was like it was like hanging at this point, but it was still stuck. And my brother comes over, and he's getting ready to like full on just like stab, just like kind of like the way like you would like get a rock out of the ground, like you like kind of stab at it, like that's the way he was gonna get the shit off this dog's butt. And like right before, like I mean, like it was like if it would have been a second longer, my dad comes around the corner and he goes, "What are you doing? That's his balls." If it had been a second longer, I would have had a girl dog. I would have had the first like gender transition surgery for, what was it, gender affirming surgery for a dog. Oh my god, dude. My dog's name was Scooby. Ah man, Scooby Dooby Doo. We got some work to do, man. Like we fucking 1 second longer, and it would have been on the news. Like, we would have been institutionalized for, like, torturing this animal. And it was completely unintentional. Like, I did not do it on purpose. I was not trying to, like, maim this dog. And that's what happened. Like, it almost happened. Like, I swear to God. And, like, our intentions were purely innocent. Like, we were like, dude, we do not, like, I wouldn't want poop on my butt. I wouldn't want a shitty butthole, you know? So, I mean, like, I look back on that with some regret, because I definitely traumatized that dog. That was the coolest dog, man. The dog's name was Scoob. We call him Scooby. And he was a stubborn-ass dog, man. He was stubborn. Every morning I'd wake up. I used to wake up at like 4 a.m. to play basketball. And I remember I'd always, like, I'd get a cup of coffee, and I'd sit down, and I'd be sitting there. And I remember the dog would walk up, and he'd just sit, like, right next to me. He'd wait for food or whatnot. He'd always quit, though. He was not very dedicated. Like, I have a beagle now, and this dog works harder. Like, if I worked as hard as this dog works at getting food at stand-up, I'd be Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? Like, this dog works so hard, and he's fat. And I don't even feel bad that he's fat. He works so hard to be fat. You know what I mean? Most people, they just lay there, and they get fat. This dog, literally, he plans out his day, you know? But Scoob wasn't like that. Scoob just kind of sat there. So I didn't have to, like, guard my food or nothing. And there's one day I had my coffee. It was sitting, like, I don't know, like, moderately close to the edge. But this is a golden retriever. They're kind of tall. And I'm sitting there, and I get up, and I go down. I, like, kind of walked out of the room for a second, and I come back in, and I seen Scoob. He's up on the counter. He, like, kind of grabbed at the handle of the coffee mug, and he pulled it off of the ledge. And it just completely, like, splattered all over his face. And it was, like, scalding hot coffee. And I just remember him running out. Jesus. Oh, my God. That dog went through some abuse, man. Not, like, intentionally. I mean, that's his fault. But it's just, like, you know what I mean? A dog's a dog. You can't... You know what I mean? Like, a dog's... that's the thing, though. A dog will wholeheartedly kill itself if you let it. So, a baby will, too. Like, if you leave a baby in a room, it will kill itself. Like, it will just... It's kind of weird how, like, suicide is so, like, deeply ingrained in us, where, we won't even intentionally, like, try to kill ourselves. It just kind of happens, you know? Like, dogs, like hamsters are probably the most suicidal. Like, dude, like, I had this one dude I knew, and he had a hamster when he was a kid, and he came home from school one day, and the thing ate its own balls off. It ate its own ball. Like, I don't even know, like, how you could assume, like, how you could do that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you would, like, he must have just, like, full on was like, ooh, that's food, and just, like, chomped. Like, and, like, once he realized it was his dick, he was like, oh, shit, bled out. But, like, I don't know. Like, that just seems like that's, like, you must be, like, people say, like, all life is equal. I don't know, man. A hamster is basically just, like, I don't even know. Is that even alive at that point? You know what I mean? Like, if you can bite your own dick off if I'm not watching you. That's kind of insane. My beagle, though, man. My beagle's hilarious. He's, like, so funny. Like, he'll steal, like, burger bun bags, and he'll, like, keep them behind the couch, and he'll keep them, and what's weird is, like, I've gone back there, like, bought a full bag of buns, and the buns go missing, and then I find the bag, and it's a full bag when it goes missing, and I find the bag, and it's, like, missing, like, 4 bagels, but it's still wrapped up, so it's like he knows to, like, kind of close it to keep it fresh, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he intentionally does it, but it's like, fascinating. Like, he almost is just like, oh, I'll eat this later, like, it's like he wants his own stuff, you know what I mean? I might get him a mini fridge or something. Yeah, like, he's hilarious. He spazzes out every time I come home, like, dude react, like, I know, like, that's, like, a common thing. For everyone acts like the things their dogs do are so unique. But, like, I don't know. My dog, one thing that I think is just, like, so... He, like, spazzes, like, really hard. Like he has, like... we bought him from the Amish. And, I don't know what the hell they did to him, man. But, like, I think it was, like, some, like... I don't know. They had him, like, locked in a basement, I think. So we kind of saved him. I think, I'd like to think, like, I don't know, people like to say, oh, it's not a rescue if you paid for it. It's like, you still pay for it. Like, when we were getting a dog, Like before we were gonna get a beagle, and we were like looking around, went to the shelters and stuff, and at the pound, they're like, oh yeah, like if you they had a beagle there, and it's like it was like a year old, so it's like used beagle, and yeah, used animals can be loved too. I'm just saying, like, it's like, dude, like, I don't know. It's not that I feel bad because it's like I feel like every animal should be loved, but at the same time, it's like you can't save the world. You know what I mean? You can't fight every battle. You know? I don't know. That is one. I think. I don't know. I don't think the government should regulate dogs. I think like anyone should be able to have it. Like, there's a homeless guy that roams the streets of where I live, and he has a beagle. And this guy is so cool. Like, he literally, like, he makes sure the dog eats first. Like, I've given him food before. He's a great guy. You know? And he has this beagle. He's a fat beagle. The beagle's having the best day. He's always walking around. They're always chilling. Like, they're best friends. Like, that guy's gonna be devastated when that dog dies. Yet, there are dudes who literally, like, have plenty of food. They have, like, a house. They have electricity. You know what I mean? And they treat their animals like shit. You know? So it's like treating an animal like shit has nothing to do with circumstance. It's all to do with, like, the person's personality. Like, some people just should not own dogs. You know? And I think I might add the Amish to that list, honestly. Because I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't there when my parents got this dog, but my other siblings were there too, and they told me this place was wild. Like they had like a wire fence in the basement. This dog's got like PTSD, like a Vietnam veteran, and every time I come home, he's just like like he's always freaking out. He's a psycho, and it's funny to an extent. Because it's like, I think it's funny. Like, noise doesn't bother me. I that might be the one thing that proves I'm not autistic, is loud noises do not really bother me. Unless I'm, like, pissed. If I'm pissed, I want nothing to do with noise. But if I'm in a good mood, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, and, like, that's most of the time. Like, most of the time I love when my dog greets me. Like, no one else greets me the way my dog greets me. You know what I mean? Like, no one is so amped to see me. Like, they're, like, literally had been waiting all day to see me. Like, I literally treat my dog like he's, like, we're, like, in a pack. You know what I mean? Like, when he comes home, I, like, lay flat on my back, and I let him sit on my stomach. And he puts his head, like, right in my shoulder, and I give him a big hug. And then he, like, kind of sits on me for, like, a minute, and then he gets up. And I love my dog. I'm the only person who can pick up my dog. And I love that. And that beagles are, like, the perfect animal, because they're, like... I think having a beagle is kind of, like... You kind of, like, it's kind of like the same reason, like, guys like shorter girlfriends, you know, because, like, they ever get into any, like, trouble, you can kind of just pick them up and walk away with them, you know? Like, a beagle is, like, every time my dog beagle has ever done anything stupid, I always just kind of pick him up, and I pick him up by his hip, and I carry him like a stack of logs, you know what I mean? Like, I just carry him, like, under my arms, and he can't bite me or nothing, because it's, like, he's too fat to, like, turn his head, but, God, my ex-girlfriend's friend owned a beagle, and dude, it was like borderline abuse. This dog, like, I said, my dog's fat, but he's fat by my standards. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a twig. I'm borderline anorexic. You know what I mean? Fat to me is like normal. You know, fat is it's relative. You know what I mean? Fatness is relative. It's a state of mind. You know what I mean? People get all mad like when you're like, oh, that person's fat. It's like, no, they're fat to me. You know what I mean? I'm skinny to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's different. You know what I mean? Like, I'm skinny. There's that one influencer who's like a freaking... She looks like a coat hanger. Like, that's really mean. But, I don't know. Like, I'm really skinny too. You know what I mean? But, like, compared to her, like, I'm probably pretty... Like, she probably thinks I'm fat. You know what I mean? It's all relative, you know? There's nothing wrong with it. It's just... You know what I mean? So when I say my dog's fat, he's fat to me, you know? But this dog, he was like, he looked like a beanbag chair with a dog head. He was disgusting. And it was just sad. It was just sad. He didn't look like he wanted to be alive. Oh my God. Oh my God. I remember I, like, took care of this dog. I let him pee and poop and shit. And, oh my God, I just remember watching. I was just like, I've never wanted to kill an animal. Like, I've never like was actually, like, in my head considered putting an animal out of its misery. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, If I had a couple beers, I might have thought about it. Like this dog like made me sad. It's like depressed. Yeah. What else has happened this week? I don't know. 25 minutes in, I've kind of exhausted all my subjects. Oh, man. Oh, Diddy got off, dude. That's actually what got him in prison. That's funny. I'm probably like the 17th person to make that joke since... But I guess he's not getting charged, which is just freaking hilarious. Like, wasn't he trying to sell chicks? Like what did he do? Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Look it up, alright. Why was Diddy in prison? Alright, ChatGPT's thinking. It's thinking. Alright, Sean Diddy Combs. Can we just call him Diddy? Like, I mean, like, I don't care what his first and last name is, to be honest. Like, no one's gonna remember Sean. No one's like, hey, Sean. What's up, Sean? It's Diddy. People call him Diddy. The Diddler, as Bruce Rivers would call him. That's a fun YouTube channel. Check that place out. I don't think... Like, I have fucking 20 subscribers. I don't really think I can shout people out, but I'll do my best. He was found guilty on 2 federal counts of transporting individuals across line for prostitution. The conviction alone... Alright. He was denied bail. Okay. Oh, bullshit. So, okay. Okay. Dudes literally kidnapped people and, like, put them in the back of a truck and, like, drove them across state lines and was trying to sell their vaginas to people. And dude's not gonna go to prison for the rest of his life? Like, are you shitting me? What a crock of shit, dude. That's insane. Who the like? That's so retarded. There's no justice, man. There's no justice. People go like, they're like, why don't young people vote? This is why. Because it's like, dude, like, you can't even people don't even go to jail when they actually should. Do you think someone who's gonna actually should be elected is gonna get the nomination? No. It's bullshit. It's stupid. We're all playing Monopoly with, like, someone else's money. You know what I mean? Like they own the board. Like, we're just fucking the pieces. You know what I mean? Like, it's all stupid. Alright. I said, how long is he going to jail? Sorry, I said some lemonade. I'm freaking I got scorched out there. Alright, 20 years. Alright, so he's going for 20 years. Alright, 20 years... Alright, that might be... I feel like that might be enough to learn your lesson there. I don't know, like, it might take me, like... I feel like I would kind of... Alright, so Diddy's been in custody for around 10 months. His sentence hearing is tentatively scheduled for... So is he out of jail? Oh, did he get denied bail? Oh, okay, so... Okay. So, the maximum is 10. Maximum is 20 years, alright? So, he's gonna get 5.5... They're saying the federal guidelines is 5 and a quarter years. The prosecutors are recommending 4.5. His attorneys are arguing 2 years. What are you talking about? 2 years? He tried to sell somebody. What do you mean? What do you mean? He tried to sell women. What are you talking about? How could... That's so stupid. I just don't know how... Like, I know that that's your job to, like, defend people, but, like, I don't even know how you could, like... I don't even know how you could, like, possibly try to come up with a reasonable defense for trying to sell somebody. That is crazy. That is crazy, man. I look at, like, all these, like, freaking musicians, man. They all got these, like, crazy, like, issues. You know what I mean? Like it's throughout time. You know what I mean? Chuck Berry, Jerry Lee Lewis, R. Kelly, Diddy. You know what I mean? Like it's like as soon as you pick up a musical talent, it's just you just like also pick up these weird habits. You know what I mean? These like sexual like deviancy issues. Like I mean, I took guitar for a year. I played guitar for a year, and there was a point though when I just kind of decided I didn't want to do it anymore. I was just like I was strumming along. I was learning "Smoke on the Water," and I was like, dun, 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 dun. And then like all of a sudden I just realized I was like I didn't want to pee on anybody, so I just like. I was like, dun, dun, dun. I was like, I still don't know. I don't want to sell people across state lines, you know. Like, dun, dun, dun. That's so stupid. My guitar teacher hated me too, man. Like, because I didn't practice. Like, I just kind of like, I didn't like it. I immediately didn't like it. I felt dumb. I don't know. It's just I think music is like way harder than comedy, because you can kind of like, comedy is you're taking something and like I wholeheartedly think music is hard. I think learning how to get good at music is probably way harder than learning how to get good at comedy, but I think being good at comedy is really hard, because it's like anybody can just play a song that's already good and be considered good at, like, I could learn how to play guitar and play a couple Jim Croce songs, and people would be like, man, Ricky's a pretty good guitar player, adding nothing to the art, you know what I mean? But stand-up comics, you're expected, like, you can't just do covers of other people's jokes, you know? Like, you can't do that. So, but I think, like, picking up music is, like, you're, like, learning a language, almost, and then, like, but you're like learning a language, but then also creating words, and then also creating like sentences out of like your like music and stuff. It's pretty awesome. Musicians, like my sister's dating a musician, and I always feel bad because sometimes when I'm talking to him, I'll like try to like ask him questions about it, and because I know nothing about it, I know I sound stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I know I sound stupid. Like, people have no issue. Like, you know, one of the funniest things people say to me about comedy all the time, and it's like the most it's more about timing. It's like, yeah, I know. Thanks for telling me that. I don't even think it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Everyone always says that, and it's like, that's not helpful. Like, I think that's so obvious. It's like, dude, like, anyone, like in movies, okay, for example, all right? One character does something stupid, another character, you know, sarcastically goes, "Oh, thanks, dick." Like, him saying that like that makes it sound kind of he kind of sounds like an asshole, you know what I mean? Kind of sounds like he's being like a little bit harsh, you know? But alright, so character knocks over a vase, and then the other character sees it and he goes, "Ah, thanks, dick." You know what I mean? Like, that like little pause makes it like a little bit funnier. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's not like that funny in and of itself, the pause makes it a little bit funnier. Last night, actually, that was the one positive thing, is because I had a couple good pops during my set, but like, for the most part, it was just a very lukewarm set. I just feel like no one in the room really cared about what I had to say, you know? And so I don't know, but there was one part of the set I told the joke a little bit differently, and it was like weird. I just had this like I've told it the same way like 15 times, and for some reason during this stint I was just kind of like, for some reason I was just like, I'll pause, and the pause made it funnier. Right? So I don't know. I might put the clip. I'll post the clip somewhere. I don't know. I need to find like the. I have like the thing about that joke is, I don't know. I've told that joke like 15 times now at this point, but I don't really have a lot of great like clips of me doing it. It's like, because every time I'm doing it, I'm trying something different. You know what I mean? So it's like, I need to just like compile like the best of, and then just do it like that. But I don't know. That's the part of being a comedian, is you just kind of figure out what works. Some people just go up there and they think it's easy. Like, I don't know. For some people, dude, it's so fucking easy. They go up there and they make it look easy because they're just so talented. Like, this one comedian I know, it's just like, his name's Joel Good. Dude just goes up on stage and I don't even think he writes anything. Like it doesn't. Well, I mean, I know he does, obviously, but I just like the way he talks. It just seems so natural, and like he's got like the perfect voice for comedy, like the perfect delivery. Just a naturally funny guy, you know. He won the first comedy competition I was in. I was in a different round than him, but he progressed and he won. And good. I'm like you know, good for him. Like honestly, it was a well-earned victory for this dude. Man, so I gotta mow. I gotta mow. Man, I don't gotta mow. I don't got a lot to do, honestly. Today, to be honest, all my shit was like the last 2 days. Tomorrow, I'm off, so I'm probably gonna DoorDash or something, and then in the next 2 days I work. I have this Shady Bowl open mic that I'm looking forward to. The only thing is I need to text Xavier about it and tell him, but I've worked that night, so I might not be able to get off for that, which is gonna suck. But I mean, I'll probably be able to get off in time. But I just like, who knows? On the nights you want to get like called off of work, you always end up being busy. And the thing is I can use the money. You know what I mean? Like that's the other thing too. It's like I'm torn. It's like, do I like keep doing the comedy stuff? You know, with like very like little financial like benefit. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of like spending money right now to like do the comedy stuff. And I'm like, I'm applying for jobs. I'm trying to find a real job, you know, to supplement because this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be a freaking, like, what am I going to be? You know what I mean? Like, I've known from an early age, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to be a freaking accountant? Is anyone going to take financial advice from me? I'm a freaking idiot. You know? I'm dumb. Right? Like, I couldn't give financial advice to a homeless person. You know what I mean? Like that, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, man. You split the bread in half, you can have a bread now and a bread later. And fucking, like, they wouldn't listen to me. They'd be like, dude, I'm gonna eat it all right now and then fucking shoot up some heroin. Like, God, I had a homeless guy. I was on campus. And this is so I went into this Wendy's, right? And I went into this Wendy's. I bought a lemonade, right? And the woman gives me a Coke and a lemonade. And I'm like, oh, I didn't order the Coke. And she's like, I'm sorry, I made an extra. You can just have it. I was like, dope, cool. So I walk out. There's a homeless guy just sitting there. And I didn't know if he liked Coke or not. So I was like, hey, do you want this Coke? And I handed it to him. I handed him a straw. And I was like, it was extra. They gave me, and I was like, I figured you'd want it. And he looks at me, like, he didn't look at me the entire time. Didn't say a word the entire time. But then as soon as his hand touched the cup, he looks up at me. And his gaze pierced my soul like a knife. Like, he looked right through me. And he goes, I was like, oh, here you go, whatever. And he looks at me and he goes, yeah, I'd rather have $5 fucking. What the fuck? I just don't know how anyone can call our generation like entitled. My like, it's so like strange. Because like my generation gets called entitled because we don't want to pay for college. You know, and like I do think we should be financially responsible for college. I do think it's a special thing. I don't think college should cost as much as it does. It's unrealistically expensive. It's designed to get you in debt. It's not designed for people to actually benefit from it. It's designed for the idiots, right? It's not designed for the engineering majors. It's designed for the arts history majors, the majors that don't make money. Those are the things that create revenue for these schools, because you might have 100 kids come in for your engineering program, but you got 1,000 dumbass kids chasing these stupid degrees that mean nothing, to have no actual jobs behind it. And that's how they make money, preying on idiots who just go to college for the experience, not actually for the education, right? And yeah, I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. I just went off. I totally forgot. Honestly, can I be honest? I think I'll be honest. I think I might have sun poisoning. I was out in the sun for a long time there. And I don't feel good right now. Yeah. I'm running out of things to say. No, I'm not. I don't fucking run out of things to say. I have plenty of things to talk about. I just can't think of them. This is my girlfriend when we argue. You know, when she starts to lose, she goes, I have plenty of things to say. I just... my current girlfriend's awesome. Like, she, that's the thing I love. Like, when you date someone who's, like, smart, is, like, the way that you get better at arguing because you're arguing with someone who's, like, when you date someone stupid, like, they just don't understand your argument. But, like, when you're dating someone smart, they understand your argument, and they also, like, kind of, like, hit you with new points, and they improve it. So, like, that's the only way to get better at, like, arguing, right? Is to, you gotta, like, argue against your own point, you know? Oh, man. It has been kind of a long week, though. I've been busy. I've been trying to make some extra cash. I've been door dashing. I've been doing open mics, and I got a couple new bit ideas. I have this one joke I really want to try. It's so, like, basically the joke is like, I'm like, my voice, the voice in my head, like my penis, like when it talks to me, like, as everyone goes, oh, like, you're listening to the head downstairs. The joke is that my penis speaks to me like the way Venom speaks to Eddie Brock in the Venom movie. You know?
Fuck him, Eddie. Fuck him. Stroke it.
That shit's hilarious. I don't know. I want to try it. It's just the joke around that part of the joke. I just don't think it's good enough yet, and I really want to try it, but I just, like, I don't have a lot of confidence in the joke currently, right? I really need a win this week. I've bombed so many times this week. It's been just, like, I have, like 3 in a row. Like, I bombed at Summit. Though Summit's a different room. I don't know. Like, it's hard to say you bomb at Summit, because Summit, there's, like, 3 people there, and half of them, like, don't even know it's a comedy thing. You know what I mean? They're there, like, they're getting burritos and stuff, and you're up there, like, yeah, so anyways, my penis was dripping cum, and, like, again, like, they're sitting there, like, eating, like, a burrito covered in ranch, and it's just like, ew, like... And Fives is a kind of a weird room too, because it's mostly comics. So it's like every joke you do, if it's not an original joke, it's like so weird. There's like this weird balancing act between, because like when you tell a joke the first time, if the premise is funny, then you're gonna keep telling it, right? But as they hear the joke, they laugh less because they know what you're going with it, right? And so, like, you almost, like, so you start to think, you're like, oh, is the joke unfunny? But, like, at the same time, you're like, oh, or have they just heard it 15 times? But you've added so much to it at this point, you're like, oh, is the shit I added not funny? You know? It's just, you know, I don't know. Like, a lot of times I just bump my desk. I do that a lot. I'm freaking stupid. I'm a freaking idiot. I've been told I, like, insult myself a lot. And it's like, I do, but it's like I have to externally make fun of myself to, like, kind of douse the internal narcissism, you know? My external, like, self-deprecation is what balances out my internal narcissism, you know? Because most people who get up on stage are complete narcissists. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, going up on stage with the idea of, like, you know, a lot of people talk about Trump, but you haven't heard me yet, you know? like you're gonna say something new? Like, what is there? He's good, he's bad, he's, like, I don't care. You know what I mean? There's 3 opinions. And that's politics in a nutshell, and that's why I don't really engage with it, because the opinions are, they're right, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm wrong. Like, and no one ever says they're wrong. You know what I mean? And it's... God, arguing politics, especially now, is a lot like when people argue, like when narcissists argue, like if you've ever read anything about narcissism, like, they say you should never humble yourself in front of a narcissist. Like, you're like, hey, I know sometimes I freak out. Like, a narcissist will throw that shit down your throat. Like, they'll literally be like, yeah, you do freak out, and that's why you're wrong. And like, so you're trying to, like, humble yourself so that they can humble themselves, and you can kind of meet in the middle. Like, that's the strategy there. Like, when you say, like, oh, I'm sorry for this. Now you say you're sorry, right? Politics now is so strange because people go up on there and they complain. And the moment anyone kind of concedes a point where they're like, hey, we could do this better, instead of the other side being like, and you know what, we could do this better too, here's how we can work together to make this better together. As soon as the other person's like, yeah, we could do better at this, the other side's like, you're goddamn right you can! Like, freaks out. And they're like, see? So it's like no side can ever just admit anything they do is wrong. It's just a constant, just retarded, like, I'm better than everybody all the time. And it's like, you can't take a side. Like, I don't like that. Like, I can't take a side. Like, you have to just, like, you have to balance it out, you know? You have to take, like, it's, if you want a healthy relationship with anybody, you can't just always be right, you know? Kobe Bryant said this in an interview one time, you know? You gotta know, like, the sun rises, the sun sets, you know what I mean? The sun can't be out 24 hours of the day. I mean, you can be right half the day, all right? But you gotta be wrong the other half, too. You can't just be perpetually right and never lose an argument. Like, you have to balance it out with some humility, because you're not always right, you know? I sound like such a douchebag. I realize, like, a lot of this isn't me talking about stuff. It's me talking about, like, nonsense and, like, kind of like my philosophy on various things that don't matter. Speaking of which, man, like, there's a show I've been watching with my girlfriend, Love Island. Oh my god, I have so much to say about this show. This show is like single-handedly one of the weirdest. It's like a reality show, but I don't understand the point of it. Like with The Bachelor, there's like week 1, week 2, and then like by week 12, there's like 2 people left. So you're like, oh, next week it's over. You know, this, like, there are just as many people. I think I'm on episode 10, and there are just as many people on the show as there were when I started. I'm just so confused, like how the show like works. And I don't understand the point of it. Like, people, like, they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to stay together. And they're like, all right, cool. And they, like, they're on the show, and they're like, oh, we're going to be together. So it's, if you're going to be together, why don't you just go home? But for some reason, they're like, no, I want to hang out. Like, it's like, I want a chance to cheat. It's so strange. And every person on that show, it's like the application for Love Island was like, did you used to eat Play-Doh as a kid? Yes or no? And everyone who said no, like, got fucking denied. Every person on this show is... There's one guy who is, like, kind of, like, playing 4D chess, and I'll get to that. But every other person on this show is, like, a complete, like, airhead. Like, they're not stupid. Like, they're, like, sometimes they, like, hit you with something really funny, or they'll say something really smart and, like, kind of, like, insightful. But most of the time, this one dude... He is like, literally, he doesn't have a brain. He just has a penis. Like, he just walks around, his dick is just, like, guiding the way all day long. He was, like, between 2 chicks for, like, the first couple episodes, and he literally goes, yeah, I like her personality, but, like, the other girl, and he can't say, and I like her because she's hot, because guys know that that's not, like, that sounds like, you sound like an asshole when you say that. So he thinks he's playing 4D chess by saying it with, like, bigger words, like if I say this with 7 syllables, then all of a sudden it's not a dick thing to say. So he's like, yeah, I just, you know, like, my enormous physical attraction to her. It's like, dude, like, so you just like her because she's hot. He voted her off because she was hot. He ended up going with the girl that he liked her personality with, but he has literally made out and flirted with, like, every person on the show at this point. And I think that now, on the episode I'm at, they just added a new chick, and she's like, oh, I want him. So, you know, there's trouble in paradise, needless to say. There's this other guy, and he is straight up just the most hilarious guy, because you're on a dating show, right? You're kind of there to be intimate. A lot of dating shows are, like, people with, like, who just, like, rush relationships. Like, these guys are saying I love you and stuff, like, on one date in, like, they're like, she's really special, she just gets me, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, it's easy to get somebody for 3 days, you know what I mean? You think every person who's divorced hated their wife from the moment they met them? No. They lived with them first, then they hated them, alright? It's stupid. Like, these people are dumb. They're dumb idiots, and they shouldn't, like, I don't think I'll ever if I ever have kids, I'm not gonna let them watch this show. Like, it's, like, terrible, like, dating advice. Like, some, like, not only, like, just treating people like that in general is wild, but just, like, sometimes it's just, like, it's, like, there was one episode, the guy, he had been, like, hooked up with this girl for, like, the entire time. And then this one dude, the guy who I think is really smart, he broke up with his girl, and then he starts trying to steal the other girl from this other guy. And the other guy's really nice. And dude literally starts, like, sucking, like, whipped cream off the girl's titty in front of him. And the guy's like, yeah, it's cool, I understand. It's like, dude, if I saw someone do that to my girlfriend, I'm dumping her. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna let him do that right in front of me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not fighting the guy. Like, I mean, like, I think most guys would probably try to fight him, but, like, I'm just saying, like, the smarter move is just cut out the cancer. You know what I mean? You fight the guy, you're cutting the, you're picking the flower. You're not taking it up by the root. You know what I mean? The root of the problem is she's not cool. You know what I mean? Like, a normal girl would just be like, a cool girl would be like, nah, I'm not doing that. You're not gonna suck my titty in front of the guy I'm talking to. You know, like, that's not cool. But this 4D chess guy, he literally goes, he's on a show where you have to be intimate with people. But he goes, yeah, I'm not going to do that. He goes, I'm a slow burn. It's like, dude, you're on the wrong show, man. And the other girl's like, dude, I want to be intimate with you. She goes, I want to call you babe. And he's like, no, you're not. And then he's talking to the other guy, and you think he, like, actually has a good point. You're like, oh, he has some standards. Like, good for him. Like that actually works. And then he's talking to the guys about it, and he's like, yeah. And he goes, if you play hard to get, they like you more. I'm like, oh, my God, this guy. What a dick. What an asshole. Like, I mean, it's true. Like, 100% is true. Like girls kind of not the best at picking guys. You know what I mean? They always pick guys who don't like them. Maybe guys do that too, though. Guys and girls are really the same. It's just like, you know what I mean? A helicopter and a plane can fly. They just fly differently. You know what I mean? Like, that's men and women in a nutshell. It's just, the show just gives me, like, like, I have no faith in humanity. I love watching with my girlfriend that. I think it's fun to watch it with her, because, like, we both just sit there and we just judge people the entire... We're like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. It's so gross. Everyone on that show has herpes. You know what I mean? Like, you're telling me every person on that show got checked? Because every person on that show has kissed every person on that show. Like, they've all kissed each other now. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't do that. There's a lot of people I wouldn't kiss. To be fair, there's a lot of women I have kissed that I regret. But there's also, like, you know what I mean? Like, for the most part, it's like, I feel, like, confident in the decisions I've made. You know what I mean? It's like, in the moment, this was a good decision. Looking back, not so much. But I'm not going to, like, look back and be like, I regret this. I wish it never happened. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta stand, like, because it makes you look stupid, you know what I mean? Like, if you're just walking around being like, oh, I was such a dumbass, it's like, and now I'm smart. It's like, but, like, you weren't before, so why would you be now, you know? Like, you have to kind of be like, no, I understand why I made this decision. I'm not an idiot for making it, but I made it. I'm not gonna make it again, but you know what I mean? In the moment, you know what I mean? It's like World War II, you know what I mean? Like, would the U.S. bomb Nagasaki and Hiroshima now? No, but at the time, I mean, they weren't stopping, dude. Like, they were, like, putting bamboo spikes and, like, shit like that. They were, like, digging tunnel. That might have been Vietnam, but I think I just did a racism. No, like, they were freaking Iwo Jima and freaking, what was the one place Cole Phelps fought? What was it called? Damn it, I can't remember it. There was Iwo Jima, and then... I'm blanking on it. I'm gonna do some research on World War II now. I watched this one movie about the most CGI movie I've ever seen in my life. It was about these fighter pilots during, like, World War II, and the one dude, he's like supposedly like the best pilot. You know what I mean? I think he blew up 2 aircraft carriers in one day. That's how good he was. Like, he blew one up, and he went back, and they're like, he's like chilling in his bunk, and they like walk in, and they're like, I don't know his name. They're like, Private, we need you. And he's just like, he's like, ugh, I guess. You know what I mean? He was like me, like when my dad would ask me to mow, like when I got home from school, I'm like, fine, I get. He went out there and just blew up another one. And then he went home, like, he had lung issues the rest of his life, because, like, he, like, took a bullet or something, and he, like, breathed in, like, he wasn't breathing in oxygen. No, yeah, they shot his oxygen tank, and he couldn't breathe. So he was, like, breathing in, like, toxic fumes, and it, like, fucked up his lungs. He had, like, glass lung for the rest of his life, which really sucks, but, you know. And that's why the 4th of July is so important, you know, because these dudes, like, I don't know, they're heroes. Like, those dudes, like, you know, was it probably exaggerated, maybe, but it's still pretty badass. Like, hats off to him. I don't know. Anyways, I've run out of things to talk about. I've kind of expended my knowledge. What did I talk about? I talked about open mics. I talked about Love Island. I've talked about hilarious open mic stories, I guess. I don't think anyone really watches my stuff, so I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta tell you, I just kind of talk. This is all, like, all this stuff, it might end up being material, depending on if it's funny or not. But, you know, anyways, that's up to you. I hope I made you laugh at least once. It's been an hour. I hope you enjoyed the pod. This has been the Everything Rocks podcast. I've had a great time. Please subscribe. Give me a subscribe. I almost hit 20. Someone do me a favor. Someone subscribe. For the love of God, let me get to double digits, you know? Help me out. If I get to 500 subscribers, I can run ads on these videos. Will I get ads? Probably not, because I swear like a sailor, and everything I talk about is just like cock and ball jokes. But, you know what I mean? If I get to 500, there's a chance. There's a chance. There's a glimmer of hope that I can make this a little bit more profitable. So help me out. Let's do this. You know what I mean? Let's make it possible. You know, let's make a blonde dyslexic kid's dream come true. Me and you, we're in it together. Like, there's only, let's face it, there's one. If you made it to the end, you made it to the end. It's just me and you. This is a one-on-one conversation we're having right now. All right. Look at me. Look at your phone. All right. I know you're probably shitting right now, or you're driving. All right, doing some shit you don't want to do, but you have to do, because that's what life is just doing things you don't want to do. Brushing your teeth, wiping your ass, mowing the yard, going to work. That's all life is, all right? After 18, that's all it is. It's just menial shit. Even dating is just like that. It's just like, you know what I mean? You do things you have to do to prove that you care about somebody. And you know what I mean? And they do them for you. And if they don't, then you break up. But that's the whole point, is you try to prove it. All right? So, this is where I leave you. Like, comment, subscribe. Give me a like. Give me a share. That actually would help. Anyways, this has been the Everything Rocks podcast. I hope, this is Ricky McCoy. I hope you have a great day.